Hello. Welcome back.
Hello.
Welcome to the after game chat for the Overprepared DM YouTube game. We've played a couple episodes since the last time that we got together. You guys tracked down a goat. Oh, you didn't track down a goat. You guys fought a red cap. You turned into animals. You learned about literally so many things. You learned about the science, you learned about the crypt, you learned about the town, you learned about there's just so many things, but also nothing at the same time. But our adventurers are officially into their third day together. Which is crazy. They're making
feels like months.
Feels like months, probably because it's taken that long for us to make the show. But
these have
life
been
happens,
back
okay?
to back days we've recorded.
But I want to know. Well, so many things happened in the last episode that made me literally giggle so hard that I have so much to edit out of it. But what do you guys think? What are your thoughts? Where are your characters at? Where are you at as players? Like, how are you feeling about picking up every side quest that I've ever thrown at you? Everything,
Listen,
all of
I
it. Tell
can't
me
help
everything.
but do that in every game I play.
I love it though.
I'm like, a side quest, I'm on it.
I
Another
love
one,
it, though.
I'm on it. The main story, forgot it.
Yep.
Like,
Who even?
Don't even know.
It feels like these side quests are kind of related to the main quest, though, in a way.
That's fair.
It feels like some of the bits and pieces from these side quests are giving us more information on what we're currently doing. And so it kind of feels important. It feels like we do, in a way, need to kind of investigate at least a little bit to get some information. Because if we're just going in blind, it's what is that versus us going in with like, we learned about there is a basically a tunneled pathway made by the gnomes of this village.
That's true.
That was made to get to the Glass Valley, which granted is caved in, but our quest is directly related to something that was pulled from the Glass Valley.
That's true.
Like, why is it there? You know, why is the cave collapsed?
Lore.
Lore. There's so much lore. And the goat dude's wife was the crypt keeper of this thing. So while this is probably related more to the dragon cave that we were supposed to explore, if we didn't go on the goat quest, we wouldn't have known anything. Kind of wouldn't have known anything about that. That connection would have never been there. Yeah. Wow.
Twoo.
I wonder
That's
if
not
that
even half
guy
of it.
knew that his wife used to work there, because he didn't say anything about it.
I don't know.
Didn't seem like he was the type to say anything about it. It kind of seemed
Seems like he was in his observatory a lot, and she just kind of like did her thing.
Yeah.
Seems like he used to have a career and then the farmer married him and now he lives on the farm all the time but only says like 7 things.
Yeah.
Sometimes he goes and waters one crop.
How did you guys like that she was the farmer from Stardew?
It was cute.
Thought it was really funny.
I've never played
It
Stardew
took
Valley.
me too
You
long
just did.
to get that joke.
You did.
Yeah.
You literally have now.
You have
Great,
played
I never have
Stardew.
to now.
You've met all the NPCs. Everything's fine.
Literally, like, it took me too long to get it. And when like, it started to syncing it together in my head, I was like, are we
I was like,
making a
she's
fucking
mean.
Stardew reference?
You are, yeah. This
Yeah.
entire town is based off of Stardew.
That makes me like
I
giggle
do this.
so much.
I do this for other games as well, so there'll be a lot of references throughout the game, and that's because I enjoy writing things comedically, but also seriously. So it's like it's fun and funny when you can reference it to something that you already know.
Like, it
but
was
then it's also
amazing, but I
serious
just-
to like jump into the overall story.
Like, it was amazing, but I was just like, in my head, when I started laughing about it, I was like, am I the last one who didn't get it? Because I feel like everyone else got it a long time ago, and I was like, oh, we're making a Stardew reference.
Oh my God. I made the first
But,
Stardew reference when Emmy walked into the bar.
Hmm.
Yep.
The
I
very
didn't
first time. Yeah.
That's why I wore the
Yeah.
Sebastian sweater for the episode that we did the goat. Because we were already in Stardew. Yeah. I knew there was Sam and
Mhm.
Sebastian and what's her name?
there's a
Abigail
blue-haired
playing
girl.
pool.
Hmm.
Yeah,
And then,
Emily.
there's Emily at the
Blue-headed girl is
bar
named
with
Emily
Gus.
in the game.
Yep.
But yeah, if you asked, you would
Yeah.
have said Emily.
Yeah.
I think you paid
didn't
for
get any of
Shane's
this.
non-alcoholic drinks.
Everything was
Oh,
set up in the
maybe.
same fashion. Like
Mhm.
the
That would make
placements
sense.
where everyone usually stands in the game. Like Shane
my
was the one that
gosh.
was drinking at the bar, but he was drinking
Mhm.
non-alcoholic beer because I like Shane when he's not an alcoholic.
Mhm.
All sorts of
Now,
stuff.
The dots are dotting. The
dots are
I
dotting.
didn't catch any of that.
That's
I didn't
so
catch
good.
a single one.
Yeah, I was talking
None of
about the
it.
3 people who were playing pool together, the younger crowd. One of them's blonde hair, one of them has black hair, one of them's a purple-haired girl. I was like,
No.
I got it.
You don't even need a. You don't even need a spoon. You can't spoon feed me things. You need to like force feed it through a funnel into my mouth, or I'm not going to get it. And
I
didn't.
I'm
love
Sam
that.
from Stardew Valley.
I even named
Is
the
this
place
a
Stars
reference?
Do. Come on.
Yeah.
You want no until you
That's
said
kind of when
star-
it clicked.
No. Until you said stars do, stars didn't get it. I'm not even kidding.
I love it. I love it. I don't do that with every town though, because I do think that having a town that is referenced off of a video game or another poor source of media does lend to more humor and less seriousness.
Yeah.
So I don't do it all the time, but I do like to do that in general, especially when I'm wanting things to be lighter hearted. And it's,
Well, I
it's
think
nice to
starting
go,
out too, it's like it lets you get your feet wet
yeah,
with something that's
Yeah.
comfortable
Yes.
and doesn't feel as like high pressure or high
Absolutely.
impact.
absolutely. In the past, I have made an entire town that was based off the Jack and Daxter games, which was really really cool. It was very sci-fi heavy. It was fun.
That's cool.
And then Jack and Daxter were referenced, but they were never like met. They weren't like characters that were in the game.
Right.
In the game that we were playing.
One of my favorite things to do, I would say for like the past two episodes, was I'm getting more comfortable with where I am playing as Ire. Where I before was kind of like getting my feet wet with the chaotic good, and now I'm just going full chaotic good, where I'm just like, I'm doing stuff that brings me joy and will bring the people around me joy, but that joy will come with an element of stress, and I will be completely oblivious to that.
Truth. Truth. So where's everyone else's character? Well, actually, let's start somewhere else. Where, in the last, like, 3 episodes, since you've gotten to Neron, what's been your favorite part? Let's start with, Saya.
Gosh. A lot has happened.
A lot has
since-
happened. From Edgar
like, the-
to Granny getting weirdly flirted with by Pierre. Impregnated. I don't know. The whole thing was so weird.
I just want that entire clip just to have
That's
just
so
joy.
When this
It
episode
needs to
airs,
be a
I'm going to
TikTok,
be so
all of the
excited.
things.
It's gonna be
Oh,
a great
no.
YouTube short.
Truly.
Yeah.
Truly. Yeah, what's your favorite part so far in this area?
Wow. There's a couple things, not like super extensive. I think definitely Kanna is like really excited to get her hands on magic. So
Yeah.
getting a custom book written by a scientist on something as, I'm trying to think of the word, like not multifunctional. There's like another word for it. Something as versatile as
Multifaceted.
I think versatile might be better for the potion.
Okay. Okay.
For the potion of forced polymorph. Because that could come in massive handy for us later down the road.
Yeah.
I think just going into the crypt and kind of like doing the whole like, there's a little puzzle, you have to use magic to unlock it, it leads you into something, but dead end. You can't figure that out just yet. That was that hit my Zelda fan Like that hit home with my Zelda fanness, and then Ire stealing from Pierre.
That was great.
And also just like the heavy RP that we had in the last few episodes, how it really felt like we actually got to see some of our characters interact a little more.
I agree.
That was pretty dope.
Pretty dope. I agree. What about you, Austin?
I'd say probably pretty similar with the heavier RP, just because we've been somewhat surface level because we don't know each other that well yet. But because Kanna's like basically a real normal person and not like we're best friends now, and you know, some of us are the opposite where we're like, we're friends already. Being able to have that opportunity to be like kind of upset about it, but in trying to like convince
associates
Kanna that we're like more than friends, not more than friends, more than associates. I have enough going on.
Yes, your darling love Pierre.
But yeah, I feel like it's opened up more opportunities for us to have conversations that then also lead into our like rumors, because we know stuff about each other, but there hasn't been a reason to bring it up yet. So this is sort of letting that happen some.
Yeah, totally.
It's fun to get a little sassy, isn't it? To have a little strife.
What's your favorite part? What's your favorite part, Mandy?
Oh God, the impregnated Granny Pierre. He didn't want to impregnate me.
He didn't want to impregnate
And like,
me.
I feel
Oh my
like
God.
I feel like I can't think about anything else because everything else was great, but that I will think about for forever.
Oh yes.
Core memory.
Core
And it was
memory.
so good.
That was very
I also think I'm happy that Emmy was able to work through some of it. Like, even though me and Kanna haven't had a talk yet, our little after post package walk, we have to do that when we get back, or some point. There's at least been like some level of closure, in that, where it's kind of like Emmy has at least said like can we like start over? Are we good? Like, where are we at? And like we don't have the full thing with that, but
It's been acknowledged.
At least started.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, it's, you know, I don't have to be sassy anymore.
Yeah.
As much, and can kind of just go back to that. So excited for that. And then just all the RP. All RP, all the good stuff.
All the good
Everybody
shit.
just dropping their little things, and I'm like, ooh, what's up with that? Ooh, what does that mean? Ooh, what happened here?
Contra, what's your favorite part's been?
Oh God. I mean, I feel like selfishly, the last couple of episodes have been really great because I think I've mentioned it in other after shows where this entire character, what I've been wanting to do with it is someone who is like, he can be awkward, but he is sure of himself. It just depends on like what the situation is. So it's been really nice to finally feel a little bit more of like, okay, this is not where I envisioned this character to start off with, but I also didn't really write fuck all for this character. Like I don't ever do that because I'm bad at it. So it's been fun the last couple of episodes to like, oh, okay. Oh, he's a little bit more vulnerable here than I was expecting. But then like, oh, he's really bad at talking to shop people. But then when he's trying to get information, that's where the more believing in himself and like where that like, oh yeah, he's done this before. He knows how to do this. And like just getting to be, and also just getting to drop some of the like lore stuff that I do have and kind of just going with it. And like, I don't know if this is going to fucking work. Let's just go for it and see. So selfishly, like these last few episodes, I was like, okay, I can see where I want this character to start going.
Yeah, that's good.
And that was really, really fun.
That's good. That's good. Aries, what's been your favorite parts in this Neuron arc?
My favorite parts were two favorite parts. The first one that I literally, okay, it's like tie for the first one. Okay, it's two different parts. Okay, I'm sorry. So it's the comedic element of these specific episodes that I found amazing. Namely, the this is your get along shirt graveyard thing.
I would say that's mine too.
Yeah,
I forgot
it was
about that. The
hilarious.
pushing in.
And I also agree on the impregnator part, specifically the part where where Pierre said like, "You thought I meant you."
Devastation.
Gooped. I was like, cleared her fully. I fear she's done for. It's over. It's just over. I'm sorry. And because I wasn't joking. I fell to the floor. I was like, I can't laugh that hard on camera. No.
That was vicious.
That part is sent to me. And then the other part would be the dream part. Because like that was such a fun, such a fun thing to work with, because like I had never had like invent a dream sequence. Like it was so new and so fun to work with. But the part it was like, but you woke up and it's another dream, and you woke up and it's another dream. I'm just like, oh my god, someone get Leonardo DiCaprio.
Three times. Yes.
Oh my gosh.
I'm glad. Something that I want to do is called Stars and Wishes. I did it in a game that I played very recently, and it's something to uplift each other, and it's something you want to pick a star, one of your favorite things that someone else has done to make you feel good, to make you feel like you're, to make them feel fun to play with. Like it's a compliment to a friend, something specific that they have done, and then also a wish, something that you wish to see in the future. So I will compliment Squid. Squid, you have basically every single time you've spoken in character, and I think that is very, very cool and fun to roleplay with, and it's fun to engage with as a DM as well. And then I will say I wish to see in the future more of what we did today. Obviously, not everything needs to be super fucking chaotic, of course, but the RP, the jumping in, the yes and, it just leads to so much. It was so cool. So whoever wants to go, wants to give a star to somebody and then to state what you wish to see in the future.
I have a quick question.
Yeah.
Actually.
Yeah.
Jen, what were your favorite parts of the last 3 episodes?
Literally everything. You guys,
okay,
like
cool.
you guys
Fantastic.
engaging with the world that I made is super fun for me. Like, and going for, I'm quote complaining about it, but you guys going for every single hook that I'm giving you is making me happy, because I'm not making a world for no point.
Right.
Totally.
So yeah,
I want to go.
yeah.
Okay, cool.
I want to go.
Okay.
So my star is for Kancho. Everything. I love everything. Let's just start there. I love everything. But I love that there almost seems to be this like little protectiveness that has developed for Emmy from Soul, and I don't know where it came from, but there is this like little bit, and it's before you knew anything about who I am, and it may grow from that. But I just think it's been really good. It's been very like unexpected partner in crime RP situation, and I find that very fun, and that makes my life more fun to be able to play off of that. And so yeah, things I want to see more of in the future is their bond, their relationship going forward. I think is fun. I'm excited for it.
Ooh.
And Jen knows secrets of things I'm excited for that will potentially happen.
Also
and it's
true.
very exciting.
Yay! Who's next?
I'm having a hard time picking a person out of everyone.
We will have one every time we do an after game chat. So if you have one for someone, pick someone who hasn't been picked already, sort of thing, you know, so that we all feel like loved.
Okay, so
Okay.
My star and my wish are going to be for the same person.
Okay.
My star goes to Saya because
Aw.
she helps me like really be brave to like do the chaotic things, because I'm like always just like, am I gonna be disruptive? And I'm just like, I see how like going off and having the bravery to like investigate, to be like, that's weird, I'm doing that, like, and I don't need to be with the group to do that. It helps me think like, okay, I don't need to be with the group to do that. Like everyone can talk about a movie star and I can go steal a bag, because it doesn't take away from everyone else's moment. It gives me a moment to not have to be reliant on everybody else doing something to get something done.
Yeah.
And then my wish is for Kanna, because everyone else I'm starting to like kind of figure out, but Kanna is the enigma wrapped in bacon. And like I want to see more of Kanna. Like, and I mean that in a good way, where it's just like I'm starting to get a feel for everyone else, but Kanna is still like this just massive mystery. And that's what I'm looking forward to the most, is getting the little bit more extra bits of information from Kanna.
Hell yeah.
I'll go.
Okay.
I want to give a star to Aries because I feel like of all of us that have like a deity or a code or something that we follow, your I guess relationship with your goddess and like your religion in general comes through so much in your character and like the passion about it. And sometimes it's funny, but it's also like it seems like it affects your character on a deeper level, like anything can. You make those connections. I think easier than I do with that sort of thing. I have a hard time embodying like a religious character or something like that and bringing that into a character. And what I'd want to see more of is more RP like we've been having, because it's just been fun talking to each other this much and having it be like we're all talking to each other. I don't feel like there's any time where, we're not talking to one person, or some people just aren't ever communicating with another character. We're all at least at some point talking to each other. It doesn't feel clicky and weird.
Absolutely.
I agree with you there. I feel like your character feels the most like respectful with the religious stuff.
Was about to say,
I
was like, what?
respectful?
No, for Ire, like it just feels like they have the most like
Right.
respect and like almost like this like honorance type of thing, versus like mine is very like she's like, oh my god, like chill, hey girl, like yeah, no, Callista, totes, you know.
I am working really hard on that aspect of the character, because like I've played clerics before, but I've never really like dove into like the lore of the goddess. And if you ever see me like pulling up like bright flashes, that's me going to like wikis. I'm just like, okay, more things about like I didn't know this about the tabaxi. Let me look it up before I say anything. Because like one thing that I looked up also, even though it's not dealing with the goddess, but the graveyard thing, like I did not know this, and I had to look it up mid-session. The tabaxi generally bury their dead as deep as possible because they feel like it helps them get closer to the other side and connect to the gods from after death. So that's why, like, I was like,
you were like, that's not deep enough. They're not going to be able to rest when they're not peeing. Yeah,
and
I found that really interesting.
One of Ire's, well, like, character traits is that they constantly believe that, like, this is all great, but my place is still better. So it's very much just like, well, no wonder these bodies got dug up. No one dug it properly.
Who hasn't gone? One person hasn't said something. Was it?
I think it's.
Both of us haven't gone.
Oh, okay,
so.
okay. So then a star for either me or Mandy, because I don't think Mandy's had a star yet.
Correct.
Okay. Cool. Well, we've an even amount of people too, so it's kind of nice that there's not going to be anyone left out ever, and that's so sweet.
Honestly, I wish I could give everyone a star.
Of course.
Like up to now, I do think that there's a lot of things that could give everyone a star right now. I guess I'll give one to Mandy. Yeah. I feel like everyone, and including you, are also doing such a good job of like, even though we don't know too much about Emmy yet, it really feels like you're so authentic to your character. And it feels like a seamless thing for you to do by playing Emmy. And so like when you're in game and you're RPing and you are Emmy, it doesn't feel like someone's RPing somebody. It just feels like we're watching Emmy.
Me.
We're just watching Mandy be herself.
Emmy is so relatable though. Like the number of times it's like Yeah, I understand these feelings.
Literally
Yeah.
same. Me, like half the time in our little like off chat
I know,
that
I
you guys
see it
don't see, I'm like
after.
literally me.
Why
is Emmy me?
There's so many
she's
like
me.
Yas girl moments. Like
It's true.
yes. And something I want to see more of in the future. I think I would like to continue to see our characters kind of slowly develop over time. I like that not everything is happening rapidly and everything is not happening at once. I think that is more narratively juicy and more palpable to have everything kind of unfold in little bits and pieces like this. So I wanna continue to see things slowly pan out while we go and do these things, and bonds are formed, and new things happen that change our characters. And so I'm excited to see the progression of how all of us evolve as our peers and also characters in game.
Yes. Concho, compliment me.
Nah, I got nothing.
I was waiting for you to say something like that.
You knew it.
No,
He's
this
so
is a very,
authentic.
very easy compliment of Jen. You as a DM are incredible with the context clues and conversations. I think that is an amazing talent that
Thanks.
lets us as players know, like, okay, we're asking questions, so we're receiving information back that either tells us, oh, this is kind of working, this isn't working. You give us those context clues of just like, oh, okay, we're not just like running into a brick wall. We're actually getting some info. It might not be what we needed, or it might lead us somewhere else, but we always have, even though this is a narrative game that's just open to all possibilities, there is always some kind of breadcrumb trail to follow that makes us feel like we are accomplishing something in everything we do. And that is an amazing talent.
Good gamers. Yay, gaming. What's something you
There
want to
was
see
one
more
I
of?
could, oh, sorry.
No, you're good. You're good.
Something I want to see more of is it's already happening, which is really cool, which is the comfort level at the table of doing things like the example of like picking up Kanna. And like, even though I know as a player, that's in one hand doing something that maybe another player hasn't necessarily agreed to right off the bat or something like that, I know that there is a comfort enough that, oh, okay, this is going to result in a roll, or it's just something silly, and like I'm not doing anything that's going to put a character in danger, but feeling comfortable enough to like do silly stuff like that. Because at the end of the day, like, it's a table of people telling a story, and there is like a level of like trust that comes with it. And I know it's going to keep growing, but like, it's really cool that we're only 5-6 games in or whatever, and like that level of comfort was there enough to be like, I don't know if necessarily takes away agency from a character, but like on one hand it does a little bit, because it's like I'm literally picking them up and
Yeah.
So
I mean, there's a part in improv, and with improv partners is about trust and trusting your partner to help you both lead to the end of a scene. So that is definitely a huge part of theater and a huge part of D&D, if you focus on role-play in D&D at least. So yeah, I think it's good. You guys are trust falling and landing, which is great.
Especially since, like, in the beginning we had the discussion of like, what do we see as silly, goofy moment? What do we see as trying to like do something that may affect their agency just to help them?
Yeah.
And what's trying to be the main character?
Yeah.
And I feel like we've had several occasions so far already where we could have, okay, I'm trying to phrase this correctly. We've had several moments where people who had main character syndrome would have done something main character syndrome, and we have all not even like acknowledged it as an opportunity. We have only done stuff that only benefits people, because the occasion of Soul lifting up Kanna, that's Concho giving Saya a chance for her character to have a funny reaction between the both of them that benefits both characters growing. It's not just Concha being like, my character says you have to go in there. And he
Right.
was okay with failing. Like, it's just like, well, didn't go to the grave. Yay, funny moment.
Yeah.
Also, your
And then the
mini
RP after
breakdown when
that.
it didn't work
Oh,
Yeah.
so
was
good.
great. I think it made it worse. I think it made it worse. I think it made it worse.
I do think one of
Oh,
my
so
I didn't
good.
mention this, but I think one of my favorite parts of the episode was you guys actually going into the crypt and solving the little puzzle in there, because it was just a little extra little puzzle thing that I added for funsies, because we like a little titillating puzzle piece.
The joke I was gonna make earlier is that Concha said that we're not running into any brick walls. I was like, well, we did go into a cave.
We
Exactly.
did literally run into a brick wall, yeah.
There are some, I mean, as a dungeon master with like an overarching story, like to pull the curtain back a little bit, there's always going to be some form of wall so that you're not going
Yeah.
completely off
Yeah.
the fucking walls.
Speed run.
Yeah.
The campaign.
Exactly.
Like, wait, no, come back. Where are you going?
But it's
Gonna pull a
also
1 minute neuron.
exactly. It's not even, but it's also not like a stopgap. It's not a stopgap. Like you're getting a little piece of information, and now you know to look for them in the future. Like things like that. So it's not like I'm cutting you off and this no longer exists and you can't go this way. It's like, oop, this one's caved in, but that doesn't mean that there's others that won't be. You know. So yeah.
It's also very realistic because it rewards curiosity, but it's gonna be like, you could get a lukewarm reward and be happy with it.
And you
that's
guys
what it was.
literally
It's
got
like,
6 scrolls of
Yeah,
protection.
right.
Like
Yeah.
that's not like a lukewarm.
Yeah.
You gotta
Right.
You know what I mean?
I only had
I know what you mean. I know what you mean. I know what you mean.
Potentially
It's
some
not like,
graves.
like we found like
Fine.
some magic tunnel that led to the answer to all the
Yeah.
secrets. It was just like a bunch of scrolls. No one's actually buried here.
Yeah. It
The
was
painting is icy.
That
And
also
you
was
leave,
a
and then you
big.
left, and that was it.
Yeah.
You know.
That was a big, kind of a big deal, though. Like, even though it wasn't a big deal, like going down to the crypt and finding theoretically kind of nothing, we found a connection of a family to something that's important to our mission. We found 6 scrolls of protection, which will probably be expensive if we find a vendor or a shopkeeper with
That doesn't
those.
want to
Who knows? Like, we're just started our adventure. We're level 4. We're kind of, as far as most of us think we are, we're pretty broke. At least I feel like you generally are when you first start. You're a little broke. And like, I don't know. It felt like that was so easy to be happy with.
Yeah.
You know?
Good. Yay. That's good.
I really enjoyed being able to, we don't know for sure stuff, but being able to potentially extrapolate that, like, the artifact we're looking for could have come from here originally, which doesn't necessarily matter for us finding it, but it's cool to just know that it could have been this family that like brought it to the school in the first place
Yeah.
to sell it, and that's why they have
Totally.
so much money.
And that's world
Like-
building.
Right?
Yeah.
The world building is so
Right.
great that you
Lord,
do.
Lord.
I
Or
love
was
that it
that
also
tunnel used
connected
to
to the
smuggle,
sky-
right? Like, we don't know. Was it a smuggler's tunnel?
All sorts of sketchy stuff.
Because like I think Saya
I gotta
mentioned
call the
earlier where she
Earthbreaker
said
twins.
that she said that it was cool that actually the multiple people brought it up that was cool that the family of the crypt that we went into, the overseer is not only maybe related because she's a gnome looking over gnome graves, but she's also married to the goat that we didn't exactly have to meet because we only met the goat because we got sidetracked with the side quest. And so it's like, it's not cool that it's just like, it's connections that may lead nowhere, but the fact that we made those connections makes it feel like I think that's the reason why we're so gung-ho to find every side quest, because we're just like, who do you know? Like, does everyone know everyone?
It gives me the vibes that you guys are enjoying playing in the sandbox of the world that I made versus just taking the train car and putting it on the railroad. Like, I mean, ultimately, this was the 7th episode that we or 8th episode that we just did.
Eighth, I think.
Yeah, that was the 8th episode that we just did. And you guys definitely could absolutely have 2 or 3 of the things, and like you don't, because you're playing in the world. And I think that's very cool, and I love that. And I love that
We're
means
busy
that
bonding.
means I'm doing well. So that's great.
Yeah.
We love
Heck
it.
yeah.
Anyone else want to talk about anything that happened? Anyone have any comments or want to ask a question or whatever?
so much
I want to
happened.
say
I
it's
know
really
so much
cool seeing Saya's accent like grow.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people are doing voices and whatnot, and like I'm fucking amazed because I can't do it and I've tried. But like it's really cool thinking back to the start of like Saya's character with the accent and like even just the last couple of episodes and like how she's fully just grown into it and
leaning
like
in.
it's like boom, got it, and it's really really fucking cool.
I love it.
Yours stays so solid too. When I do accents, it's like going over here. It's becoming southern.
Literally same.
It's like
Most
I
of my
can't
characters become
control
Southern.
things. Right.
Let me tell you, there are days where this is talking like this is like half of my day, because I want to like almost perfect it or like make it better.
That's so
You know,
good.
so
That.
it is important to me that I'm committing to something and then following through with it. So
Can I give out like a bonus star? And I like literally, I'm gonna blow so much smoke up of Saya's like skirt right now, but like Saya inspired me to look for people who had an accent that I was going for Ire, because Saya would play Chamber in Valorant. So if they're already playing Valorant, she would be playing a French character to hear a French accent to get French accent like inspiration. And so since I'm going for like an ambiguous like indigenous accent, I, every time before we start a session, will listen to every Taliazora playthrough for Mass Effect, because that accent that they gave to the Quarians is exactly what I'm trying to go for, so I could like
That's
practice.
cool.
So it's like an inspiration of being like, oh, okay, instead of trying to like just like improv it on my own and then maybe be inconsistent, let me just listen to what I'm going for and then emulate it before I even start. So I'm ready.
Saya's accent reminds me of Frenchie from The Boys. In the way that you inflect a lot of your words. Frenchie's obviously a male character, but the inflection of the words are still like very similar. Like the specific letters that you change to like sort of more of an S or an R is very similar. And I'm like, damn, that's some practice. That's so good. So we love it. I love when everyone makes little voices and everyone does all of the things. I have a problem where I'll start with a voice and end with a southern accent always. And there's the first voice is what I hope you imagine the rest of the time I talk.
I think it can be tough because it's like doing accents and stuff like that is like almost like flexing a muscle, or in a way where it's like building a muscle memory in your brain to like. You almost have to turn off the thinking about the accent part, and then that just becomes you're doing that and then doing everything else in it. I think the hardest part is trying to keep my voice on a higher register and then doing the accent. And that's been like the hardest part for me, is not only doing an accent, but also trying to change my voice and doing that accent.
Yeah.
I feel like that's hard with French too.
It's
Like
just a hard
French
accent.
accents are just deeper in general. Like it always.
Funny mouth shapes and different throat movements.
So that's why, like, I can do a German accent. I can do a Southern accent easy. Not only because I had family that I was raised around who had those accents. But I can't do a Spanish accent because they speak softer, and I don't. I was like, they have like this softness, this like fluidity to it, and then I'm over here just like, I was raised by angry Germans who were like raised up in the South. So like, if you want me to sound hick, I can. If you want me to sound like angry German, I can. But if you want me to sound Hispanic, I'm just like, not me. No, not an ounce of romance here. Sorry.
Oh my gosh.
And then I can also sound like cigarette-riddled New Jersey housewife. Yes.
Amazing.
It's a good one, though.
Amazing.
It's a useful accent.
That is such a useful accent.
Oh, okay. Sorry. I don't know how much sidetracks I can get sidetracked, but I found out the reason why I could do Toad voice and like a cigarette accent so well is because I'm an alto, and so it's easier for me to do that because since I already talk in a lower register, to go that deep to do the voice and stuff, do scratchy voices doesn't hurt my voice, so that's why I could do it so long. And I was like, oh, okay, that's nice to know. Can't sing, but at least I could do that.
Perfect. I love this. Anyone else have anything
like
else?
Toad.
Any closing statements?
I'm having fun.
Yeah.
Yay! That's what I
I
love
always look forward to
hearing.
these.
Me too. I'm excited to play it again soon. Ah. See you guys
In just a couple days.
in just a
Yeah,
couple days.
Next week.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.